You don't need to delete your Instagram account. You're just going to download it again in 2 weeks. So instead of rescheduling your addiction, I came up with 5 tips to help you control it. Tip number 1, take it off your homepage. Most of us have heard of Pavlov's discovery of classical conditioning. He conducted an experiment where he gave a dog some food and measured how much it salivated. Then he would ring a bell and give the dog some food. And at first, the bell did nothing and it just salivated when it saw the food. But as he rang the bell and gave the dog food over and over again, eventually he would ring the bell and the dog would begin salivating even before he saw the food. Whenever you see your Instagram icon on your phone, you begin salivating, in a sense. You could be on your phone for a totally different reason, but when you see that icon, you crave to satisfy your addiction. So take Instagram off of your home screen, or you can change the icon, preferably to something bland that doesn't make you think of Instagram. If you don't know how to do this, there are plenty of videos on YouTube if you just look up how to change app icons on my phone. Who knows, maybe I'll make a video about it someday. Tip number 2, turn off notifications. This one's very similar to the first one as to why you should do it. That ding sound that we all love to hear. Like if our ears could salivate, they would every time we heard that sound. So turn off notifications. I would say there are 2 main fears that people have with this, and I'll resolve those right now. The first one is FOMO. People are posting every day, there are funny new memes coming out all the time, and you don't want to miss out on what's happening in the world. Newsflash, the real world is outside your phone. Besides, one time I tried to delete Instagram and inevitably re-downloaded it. I missed out on nothing. People were still posting, funny videos were still being sent around, and my life was still intact. Nobody even talked about what I had missed because they were just talking about the most recent posts and most recent events. Fear number 1, gone. Fear number 2 is, what if somebody needs to contact me? I want you to look at your device. This video is probably on your device. Do you know what this device is? It is a phone in which people can contact you through call or text. When there's a will, there's a way. If you really wanted to, you can even make a post about emergency contacting you and upload your phone number. And if you don't want to put your phone number on your account because there are people that you don't know or friends that you don't really want having your number, then you need to do tip number 3 first, which is only follow people you know. I feel like the trap with Instagram and TikTok is the mindless scrolling of new and entertaining content. I like my friends, but I don't see myself scrolling through their posts for hours on end. It's people I don't know. The influencers, the celebrities, the athletes, the comedians, and all these other random accounts. Those are what keep me scrolling. So stop following them. If Instagram is just posts from your friends, and I mean your friends, not like your friend's friend, you should unfollow them too, then it'll feel a lot less addicting and much more social. And if you really want to keep following those other accounts, then at least go mute them. You can go onto each account and make it so that you can't see posts or stories unless you go and seek it. That way nothing can sneak into your homepage that'll keep you scrolling for longer than you intended. Just seeing one of those posts can cue you in for a long Instagram session on your couch. Which leads us to tip number 4. Find the cue and change it or remove it. How many times have you woken up from your alarm, grab your phone, and you start your day in bed scrolling? Or maybe it's the opposite. You've had a really long day of work, school, socializing. That's exhausting stuff. So you get ready for bed, you get all cozy, and you whip out your phone to relax for 2 hours. In either of these situations, you have conditioned your mind into thinking that your bed is the place to grab your phone and start scrolling. In terms of Pavlov's classical conditioning, your bed is now the bell that makes you salivate. Disclaimer, this video won't help you stop drooling in your sleep. But your bed is now the cue to your craving, and the only way to satisfy that craving is with the reward of your phone. But if you remove that cue or change the meaning of it, then you remove the craving, and therefore remove the need for reward. So, buy an alarm clock. They're like $15 on Amazon. That way you can leave your phone in another room, or across the room at least, so that when you wake up, it's not the first thing that you grab, and when you go to bed, you can leave it off of your bed and go to bed without it. You are now working towards removing the bed as your cue. Not only does that mean less time on social media, but it means more time sleeping, which I love. So to make this work, take a second to think about when you get on your phone. Is it when you're in bed? Is it when you're at school? Is it when you have tons to do? Is it when you have nothing to do? Is it when you're sitting on the loo? Or is it all of the above? Whatever it is, find a way to change or remove the cues so that you don't think of your phone every time it happens. Tip number 5 is to tell your friends and family that you're spending less time on social media. Having somebody hold you accountable can be a huge motivation. We want other people to think highly of us, and we do some pretty crazy stuff to get that approval. Honestly, if you've ever had a hard time sticking to a goal, or if you find yourself procrastinating, accountability can be a game changer. I made another video talking about this in a little more depth. You can check it out in the description below. And that'll kind of guide you on how to use an accountability system. If none of these tips help, maybe you do need to delete Instagram, at least for a little bit. And when you inevitably re-download it, before scrolling, apply these tips again and see if that helps. And if it doesn't, sorry.